What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TheeSportsScoop. It is Wednesday. Tomorrow is the NFL draft, and as every single NFL draft process goes, the day before the draft, the week of the draft, we have some bombshell that just erupts NFL media. And today, that is Will Levis, who is rumored, not rumored now, but the betting odds for him have gone from plus 4,000 to plus 400 in over a night. I'm here to debunk that. I want to talk about it. Obviously, I fell into the trap of the media. He is not going first overall. Short answer of what this video will be. But that's what we will be talking about quickly before we do get into it. If you guys are fans of the NFL draft, we will be doing a draft live stream tomorrow at, let me pull that up for you guys again, tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. I know it's a 6 p.m., 7 p.m. on this YouTube channel. We will be going live for the whole first round of the NFL draft. So if you guys want people to talk to, get in the live chat. We did one last year. We have a whole stream set up. So make sure you guys do tune in for that here on YouTube tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern sharp. We will be going live 7:15. We'll give it a soft start there, but make sure you guys do tune in, say what's up. But so I mean, this is the news that's coming out. It's that he's going to go number one. There's a lot of people now that believe betting odds are everything, and they think that Will Levis out of Kentucky will be the first overall pick, a guy who went from being one of the fringe top 32 quarterbacks, really, a guy who I think on a lot of people's draft boards is their 33rd overall player. I think I have him ranked around 20. He might be 15. So I do actually like Will Levis. Let me get that out of the way. I'm very much a Will Levis fan. I think he's a guy who will be a good starter. I think he has a good floor, good upside. A lot of people have his floor at Carson Wentz, his upside at Matt Stafford. And Carson Wentz, we know how effective he was when he was healthy. A very good mobile quarterback who can win games in Philadelphia. I do think Will Levis needs to be surrounded by a pretty good team to play well. We saw in Kentucky this past year, he had nothing and he did nothing. But the Carolina Panthers are going to take Bryce Young. I will put all my money on it. Bryce Young will go first overall. And it was kind of like Trayvon Walker last year. Like the Joe Burrow draft, the Trevor Lawrence draft, we knew it was going to be Joe Burrow. We knew it was going to be Trevor Lawrence. Like there was no discussion. It just depended on which team got the first overall pick. For the Jaguars, the Jets won 2 straight. Jaguars get the first overall pick. And then the Bengals were terrible and they get Joe Burrow. We've seen that has worked out. Trevor Lawrence more recently. Bryce Young will be the first overall pick. I think there's a lot of question there. I think the Panthers definitely took their time to make that selection. I still think they might be not 100% certain. I think they will take the whole clock come draft day, but it will be Bryce Young. Bryce Young is the best quarterback in this class. Bryce Young is up there with a lot of the other guys in the past drafts. The only question is the size. If this guy was 6'3", 6'4", this guy would be a generational talent. He unfortunately isn't. But he has every single trait to be a great quarterback: pocket presence, passing ability to get out of the pocket, off-platform throws. He is the whole package. The only question is the size, and it's a very viable reason not to draft a guy, right? Because I think you look at Kyler Murray, a guy who's like, first overall pick, let's give this dude a contract, and he hasn't really proven why he deserved that first overall pick in the contract that he got from Arizona. And I think the size is a question. I do think that being able to fully see over your offensive line, as stupid as it might be, is very, very important. I think, for obvious reasons, you have to see the field. I think the height definitely impairs Bryce Young a little. Will Levis, on the other hand, 6'3", 238 pounds, I believe. Like, really solid dude. Not super mobile, as we kind of see with quarterbacks of his type. That sounds a little racially motivated. That's not what I meant to say. But he's a guy who here's the thing. I wouldn't be surprised if Will Levis went at number 2. I'm almost betting on it a little more. Like, I think it will be Will Anderson is my prediction, just because I think DeMeco Ryan will want a defensive end, because that's always what he had. He had Joey Bosa in San Francisco. He wants a dominant defensive player. Or I think Will Levis might be the pick. Obviously, if you guys saw the IQ test that all the quarterbacks take, Bryce Young scored incredibly high. Will Levis scored really well. Anthony Richardson scored really well. C.J. Stroud, unfortunately, did not score really well. So I see the reason why Will Levis is rising. But number 1 overall, to me, is just another... I mean, every single draft season we get it. Last year, it was like, Malik Willis going number 1 overall. Like, it's going to happen. Then he fell to the 3rd round. I don't think Will Levis is going to fall to the third round, but this guy I think could fall into the top 10. I don't think he will. I think if there's a guy to fall in the top 10, I think recently it looks like that is trending towards CJ Stroud. But Will Levis very well could be the number 2 overall selection. But number 1 to me is just far-fetched, and it's a media grab, and it's very obvious to me. I don't see why people do that or why people buy into it. Here's the thing. If we're live tomorrow, make sure you guys tune in. If we're live and he gets picked number 1 overall, I will admit I'm wrong. I will say I'm stupid, and we'll move on. I don't think that's going to be the case. I kind of hope that will be the case. We've been doing our channel for 3 drafts. There has never been a surprising pick at number 1 overall. So I'd love to see that. I know there's been years where that's happened. I'd love to see a team go reach for Will Levis. That would create some fantastic arguments, some fantastic discussions on that stream with you guys, with us. I don't think it'll happen. And I think the whole reason and what's behind it is the Will Levis skyrocketing was because of a Reddit post. Apparently, this is what I've heard from, I've looked at videos, looked at articles. Apparently, he's been telling his family members that he's going to be a Panther. I don't know how people find that out. So that's where I just am I step back and I'm like, I don't understand where this comes from. But I think the odds are more likely in his favor to go number 2 overall to the Texans. I think the Texans very much like him. Again, I still think it should be CJ Stroud. I don't know why people are so out on him. Again, it's the IQ test, and a lot of people say there have been quarterbacks who have gotten high IQ tests and some don't become good, but there have never been ones that have low IQ tests and become good. So, the high IQ test is, to me, very important. I didn't even know that was a thing. It apparently just tests your processing speed. I think your ability to read the field. But CJ Stroud in an open pocket is the best passer in the class. So that's the kind of question mark I have there. Look, I'm not an NFL scout. That obviously must hold some high amount of value to them. So I don't know if it's the case of look, sometimes I do bad on tests. Is it the reason where CJ Stroud just underperformed, or I don't know. Again, a thing I'm not very well versed on. I actually have not heard of it until, the past couple of days where it's been surfacing. So that's kind of the whole thing. And I think that's the reason why Will Levis is rising. I think 2 weeks ago is locked in. It's going to be Stroud. It's going to be Young. It just depends on the order. And a lot of people thought, like we did on our Path to the Draft podcast, I was like, I think Stroud fits more with Carolina at 1. I think Bryce Young's the better quarterback, but I think it'll be Stroud to go at 1. So we'll see what happens. Will Levis, to me, I think it's a smokescreen. Again, like I said, it's a bombshell. Every draft season, one of these drops. So that's kind of where I'm at with this. I don't think it'll actually come to fruition, but I guess we'll see. We'll see come draft night. So make sure you guys let us know what you think down below. As always, I'm going to reiterate that we will be going live for the NFL draft. I cannot stress that enough. Make sure you guys are ready for that right here. We're going to pull it up. First round coverage. Make sure you guys show up. 6 p.m. Eastern, April 27th. Tomorrow. I can't believe that already, but it is tomorrow. So make sure you guys show up. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Keith McDermott. Subscribe to the channel so you get the notification for the live stream tomorrow. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok. Our big board is dropping on Instagram today. We might do a video on that as well. There will be videos coming out between today and tomorrow. We're going to have the videos coming out until the draft. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that, and we'll see you next time.